prison, filled with Negroes who become Muslims, want to stop drinking, want to stop smoking, want to pull the needle out of their arm. You think that blue light thing out there will help them? No. He puts them in solitary confinement because they want to be Muslim. I'm telling you what Mayor Wagner does and what Governor Rockefeller does. That they're a race of devils. And I pray that God will break them. I pray that God will strike them, put death in their family, death on their relatives, and death on their friends. I pray that God will bring that on. Death, I pray that God will strike them with death and disease and destruction and misery and grief. Because they have put it on us. And when God gives it to them, no one can say that God is unjust. God is just. Immediate end to the police brutality and mob attack against the so-called Negroes throughout the United States. We believe that the federal government should intercede to see that black men and women tried in white courts receive justice in accordance with the law of the land, or allow us to build a new nation for ourselves.
Leave down black men and dig. Reach up black men and women and pull all nature's knowledge to you. Turn you around and make a conquest of everything, north and south, east and west. And then when you
want an immediate end to the police brutality.
Bow down to the white man today, so will other races bow down to you and call you a race of asses because of the superiority of your minds and your achievements. We must canonize our own saints, create our own martyrs, and elevate the positions of who have made a distinct contribution to our racial history. Sojourner Truth is worthy of a place of sainthood alongside a Jonah Bar. Christmas Alex and George William Garden are entitled to the halo of martyrdom with no less glory than that of the martyrs of any other race. Africa's produced countless numbers of men and women in war and peace whose luster and bravery outshine that of any other people. Then why not see good and perfection in ourselves? God made man Lord of his creation, gave him possession and ownership of the world, and you have been so darned lazy that they've allowed the other fellow to run away with the whole world, and now he's bluffing you and telling you that the world belongs to him. And that you have no part in it. I don't have to apologize to anybody for being black, because God Almighty knew exactly what he was doing when he made me black. Me black. Me black. You race of imbeciles, you race of good for nothings. If you cannot do what other men have done, what other races have done, what other nations have done, then you had better die. Can we do it? We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. And any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. That will enslave you. leadership will enslave you. They gave leadership to our foreparents and that leadership made them slaves. But we decided to find a leadership of our own to make ourselves free men. Babylon did it. Assyria did it. France under Napoleon did it. Germany under Prince von Bismarck did it. Britain under William Pitt Earl of Chatham did it. America under George Washington did it. Africa with 400 million black people can do it. Because when the history of my suffering is complete, future generations shall have in their hands the guide by which they shall know the sins of the 20th century. I know and I know you too believe in time, but we shall wait patiently for 200 years if need be to face our enemies to our posterity. After my enemies are satisfied, in life or death I shall come back to serve even as I served before. In life I shall be the same, in death I shall be a terror to the foes of African liberty. That need to be the real Marcus Garvey I would like to be. If I may come in an earthquake or a cyclone or a plague or pestilence or as God would have me, then be assured that I shall never desert you and make your enemies triumph over you. If I should die in prison in Atlanta, my work shall not only just begin, but I shall live in the physical or the spiritual to see the day of Africa's glory. When I am dead, wrap the mantle of the red, the black and the green around me. For in the new life I shall rise up with God's grace and blessings to lead the millions of the heights of triumph in the colors that you well know. Look for me in the world when there is storm, look for me all around you, for I shall come back and bring with me countless billions of black slaves who have died in America, who have died in the West Indies, and millions who have died in Africa to aid you in the fight for liberty, freedom, and life. The world today has gone drunk and crazy with its power, and by such doing injustice, fraud, and lies have crushed the unfortunate. But if I'm crushed by the system of influence and misdirected power, my cause shall rise again to plague the conscience of the corrupt. For this I'm happy to suffer and even die, but I will write the history for the millions that are coming and leave the posterity to reckon with the host for the deeds of their fathers. They must laugh at you, return the laughter to them. If they mimic you, return the compliment with equal force. They have no more right to dishonor, and disregard your feeling in manhood than you have in dealing with them. Honor them when they honor you, disrespect and disregard them when they violently treat you. Their arrogance is but skin deep, an assumption that has no foundation in morals or in law.
Good evening, all my South Orange Maplet listeners, and all those other listeners in the towns of Millburn, Livingston, Irvington, West Orange, East Orange, Orange, and Newark. Welcome to In the Village of the Anselm and Marjorie on the South Orange Maplet Online Radio Experience, and live on the World Wide Web at somo.org, and the only radio show covering all your news, opinions, politics, talk, and sports happening in the South Orange Maplet and surrounding communities. You can listen to us every Monday through Friday from 8 to 9:30 p.m. That's Monday through Friday from 8 to 9:30 p.m. and reach us at 973-327-3626. That's 973-327-3626 to participate in the discussion. As usual, we have an interesting program lined up for you this evening, and we look forward to your participation in the discussion. Now, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we want to go directly to some local news, and then we're going to get to some national news. You know, we always try to give you a lot of things that's happening in the communities of South Orange and Mayport and the surrounding communities as well. And whatever late breaking national news. So let's head over to the Village Green. Maplewood water main replacement heading to Woodland Road, May 11th. New Jersey American Water has added Woodland Road from Jefferson to Beach to its water main replacement project in Maplewood. They anticipate starting work on Woodland Road on Monday, May the 11th. In early March, New Jersey American Water began construction to replace several water mains in Maplewood. The work has been taking place on Everett Place, Lenox Place between Maplewood Avenue and Ridgewood Road, and Summit Avenue from Baldwin to the town line with South Orange. There have been closures of these roads during the work, but residents on the streets have had access to their homes and emergency vehicles are allowed to pass. As you drive around South Orange and Maplewood, of course, there's a lot of road closures going on in the community. But that's to be expected as they try to clean up, so to speak, these water mains so we're not drinking bad water. As we move on, let's see what else is going on here. Of course, last night we talked to you about the consultant questions, district commitment to improving education. Big problem. Now here's one we were not able to cover last night. This is editorial to the Village Green from Board of Education member and second Vice President Joanna Wright. She was one of the two board members who voted against the 2015-2016 budget resolutions at last week's Board of Education meeting. And here it is. I voted no because we, the Board of Ed, did not produce the best budget for our students or our tax-paying communities that we could have. We did not put in place even the process that allowed the kind of input that was necessary. Yet, last year there was a commitment made by the Board of Education that a better process will be in place for this budget year. We didn't have as many meetings as other districts had, and when we did have the meetings prior to March 4th, there were no budget reports, just PowerPoint presentation slides. The process itself did not allow a lot of input from other districts. Data, only budget figures with no actual cost figures were given out, including to the Board of Ed on March 4, 2015, and a budget had to be sent to County Superintendent by March the 16th. In parentheses, check with Summit and others for the data solicited, handed out, and the schedules put in place to do that. The information wasn't provided quickly enough for us to reduce the healthcare cost that we could have targeted. Originally, Montrose was to be a school for special education children and also provided extra seats for other children and to produce extra revenue for the district. Instead, it's being set up as a preschool, and as you heard on Monday night from newly hired Director Renee Joyce, a preschool in conjunction with Montclair State University. So this is a very long editorial here. Look at the documents the district produces on the number of students in our district. How many preschoolers does our district have to justify that? Those questions were never vetted in the budget process. Even being on the finance committee, questions raised were not answered, and very little information was provided. Not all board members had a chance to give input from the budget analysis department. We asked to reach out to the auditor because he was willing to come to give a course on budget pro bono. It was declined by the Board of Education. Why? When it was offered and felt it was needed. These are just some of my reasons. We still don't know all the outsourcing expenses which have gone up. How much of it is Park? How much is Park taking up our budget or other outsourcing contract, such as what we pay Synergy or maintenance that's out of here? There were questions that were not answered. Instead, in the Board of Ed Finance Committee, we went into areas on pilots that could have impacted our budget for this cycle, but did cannibalize time that was needed to really discuss issues that were pertinent to education and what we could do in terms